Hi everyone, long time no see. As you can see, I'm slightly thinner through the face and maybe the arms a little bit. I'm very proud of that. I've been working very hard on it, trying to get myself in range for the clinic's requirements to carry again. So today is June 24th, I think. Hang on. Yep, 24th. In about 2 weeks, I don't even think, no, next, oh my gosh. It's in like a week and a half. My mom is going to be back in the country. Excuse me. As you can see, the burping apparently didn't go away. She's going to be back in the country for some personal business. And when I spoke to her, because I'm at the 6-month mark, tomorrow he is officially 6 months old. And I go see my doctor on the 11th for my annual and my clearance letter from my regular OBGYN. So generally after you've carried, or sometimes even before, the IVF clinic wants a letter from your physician stating that you're healthy enough to carry a pregnancy and that you're healthy enough to pursue this. And that, you know, they're giving you basically their OBGYN blessing that you can do this. So I am going on the 11th for that. And I messaged my mom and said, hey, I know that the baby is still very, very young and I do not want to pressure you guys at all, but I go in a few weeks to see my physician for clearance to carry another child. And I didn't want to start moving forward with another family if you guys had plans anytime soon to start working on the next baby. I said, just basically filling them in, and then I left it in their hands. I messaged them that just before Father's Day, and I did not hear anything back. And then on Father's Day, I messaged and told Dad Happy Father's Day. It was his first Father's Day, and told him how excited we were that he got to have his very first Father's Day this year. And my message back, Mom messaged back. She's like, "I'm so sorry I didn't see the other message." And I will be in the country on July 2nd, and I would like to discuss the next, it translated funny, it said I would like to discuss face-to-face the next precious thing. So it sounds like we're going to meet up while she's here and possibly discuss the next berber. I'm working past the feelings of I only want to carry for this couple. So right after I delivered, the number one question I got was, are you going to do this again? And at the time I kept telling people the only way I would agree to it is if it was for them again, because at the time that's how I felt. The thought of carrying somebody else's child that wasn't their child was very uncomfortable for me. The way I described it was it's like cheating on your husband, that kind of awkwardness. And I don't know that I was ready emotionally at that point to move forward with somebody else. However, as time has gone on, I still talk to them. She still sends me updates, and they got some really awesome pictures of him, and he is just growing like a weed. I cannot believe how big that kid is. But at the same time, I understand he's still very young, and I may be ready before they're ready. And age factors, I'm going to be 35 this year, and this will be my 5th pregnancy, and all these little things. So I'm like, how much older do I really want to be when I carry a baby? So the mutual friend of ours has some other parents who are in America looking for a carrier, and he suggested one that he thought I would get along really well with. And I told him, I'm like, look, they get first dibs. They get first dibs. I've worked with them. I know them. I would prefer to carry for them, and absolutely will not be ready before end of year anyway, because I would like at least a year between when I delivered and when I get pregnant. And, I'm trying to maybe plan my life a little bit here. We know it's not guaranteed. So that's when I reached out to my parents, and so she's coming over, and hopefully we'll have maybe a better plan about what they would like to do. And if they aren't ready right now, then I don't know, maybe I'll wait depending on when they would like to try again, or maybe I will move forward with a different couple. It just kind of depends on their timeline and if it works for me, because ideally for me, I would like to start contracts and clearance and all that stuff at the end of summer, like September, October-ish and then be transferring in December, because I would really like to avoid delivering around the holidays again. While it's awesome and a great story that I had the baby on Christmas, it really ruined our holidays. Even Thanksgiving was really difficult because I had to cook, and I have not been pregnant through the holidays in this capacity before. My other pregnancies, I got pregnant in like September. One of my pregnancies, I got pregnant, two of them, sorry, in September. And one of them I got pregnant at the beginning of the year, so I delivered in October. My other kids were born in June. So I haven't experienced the holidays this pregnant before this year, and it was hard. Cooking Thanksgiving dinner, even with help, was exhausting. I made my husband cook Christmas dinner because, no, it was so much work. I told him, I do not have the energy. I literally cooked a super basic dinner, served it, and passed out. It was just a lot of work, and I just didn't anticipate having that much exhaustion after just cooking. So I would really like to avoid that. Plus, I don't want to spend my holidays in Las Vegas again. That's 2 years in a row that we spent Christmas in Vegas, and I would really like to enjoy a Christmas with my family. So, yeah, hopefully it'll all work out. My timeline will match up with theirs, and we can move forward. So that would be super awesome. But after I meet with her, hopefully I'll know more, and we'll go from there. See you guys next time. Hi guys. Okay, so it's the 5th of July. I hope everybody had a really good, safe holiday yesterday, and nobody got their hands blown off by fireworks. So as I told you in the beginning part of the video, my parents were coming in this week. Well, at least the mom was coming in this week. I was really excited to see her. Before she came over, she said she was looking forward to talking to me in person about another baby and moving from there. I didn't actually get to see her. I was in Las Vegas from the 2nd until the 4th, and I messaged her on the 2nd when she was supposed to fly in. I think she flew in on her 2nd, our 1st, because she seemed like she had been here already. And I told her, I'm like, yeah, I'm here. And she says, there's an emergency at home. I have to go back to China tonight. I'm so sorry. And I said, that's okay. I'll see you next time. And she says, well, I'll be back in October. I look forward to seeing your family then. I said, I'm just wondering, because I'd like to make a little plan here. Have you guys thought about a timeline for another like when you would like to start again? I wasn't real specific. I said, when you guys would like to start trying again. And she said, for another child. And I said, yes. She goes, we've actually decided to only have one. So they're only having one baby. It makes me a little sad. I'm happy for them. It makes me a little sad because I was really looking forward to working with them again and helping them grow their family. But their family's complete now, so I've done my job. Obviously, I'm in a way better place than I was 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I was still really struggling with them getting ready to go home, and them being on the other side of the world and all these things. So I feel a lot better about it, and I feel better knowing that they're completed. My doctor friend at work, he has a few couples who are looking for American carriers, and he keeps like pitching me to them, and just all the time coming to me, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to talk to the parents first. And so now I know, and that gives me a little bit more closure. So now I'm starting to play with the idea of maybe caring for somebody else. So I feel a lot better about that. At the beginning, when everybody was asking me, it was probably the number one question I had was, would you do this again? And I think I've said that before, probably. And it was always, I don't know, I was very like, about it. I didn't feel comfortable caring for somebody else. Like the thought of caring for another family made me uncomfortable. And it was a weird feeling. It was really hard to describe. And I said, the only way I can describe it is the feeling you get when you think about cheating on your husband. Because that's kind of what I felt like. Like that intimacy that was created in that was, again, something I just did not anticipate. And the emotions and feelings that come from that were a little surprising for me, because I really did not anticipate being as attached to the family unit as a whole as I was. I thought it would be really awkward to meet Dad, because I never actually met dad until the day of delivery, until after the baby was born, actually. And my husband thought it would be really weird. Like we weren't really sure how it would be to meet the man part of it. I wasn't sure how the dynamics were going to be because he didn't seem real involved through the whole process. And so, I mean, even meeting him, it wasn't even awkward. Excuse me. Sorry. It wasn't awkward. It was just exciting to see a family who had just had a baby. And it was exciting, just seeing him be so nervous, like be that first time dad. And it wasn't at all what I anticipated it being like. So, all of that was just real unexpected for me. And now, 6 months, the baby's over 6 months now. And I go to my doctor next week for clearance in my annual and get my happy note saying I'm a useful uterus again. And go from there. So I just have to get that clearance from him and I should be good to go. I mean, it's just different, now than it was 6 months ago and the feelings associated with it. So that's the plan. My plan is hopefully to meet and hopefully match with a couple by the end of summer and start contracts and medical clearance at the beginning of fallish, like September, Octoberish, so that I can be pregnant by the end of the year. As I said, I do not want to be pregnant at Christmas and holidays next year. I cannot do that. It was too much. So if it's going to take longer than that, then I'm going to ask to either delay or we're going to have to rematch because I can't do that to my family again. Like I have to deliver by October. It's not going to work otherwise. Really, I would like to be done, in September. I mean, if I was really smart, I would push it and do it right now because, well, not right now, but like by end of summer, got pregnant by this September because then I would have the summer off next year. Go to the Bahamas. But I do not want to cut it that close, being only 6 months postpartum. I have had children that close. I do not want to do it again. My middle two are only 16 months apart. I was 7 months. My daughter was 7 months when I got pregnant with my middle son. So, not doing that if I can help it. So yeah, we're gonna go from there. My husband is okay with whatever time frame I'm okay with, and if I want to do it again, he's supportive, and if I don't want to do it again, he's supportive. He's okay either way. So that's the plan. Hopefully by end of summer I'll be with a new family, and maybe by end of the year I'll be pregnant again. On a side note, I am going to use a different agency this time. I'm not going to use the agency that I used before. So it hopefully will be a little bit different. I'm actually going back to the agency I was with originally. I broke ties with them before, after I had all those problems, and they were like, look, I can't rematch you, but now that I've carried successfully, they can. So I think it was just the protocol at the original office as opposed to the protocol at this office. I did tell her when I spoke to her that I do not want to work with the office that we worked with in California again. I want to use a different clinic because they didn't really listen. And I didn't really realize they weren't really listening until it was too late. They didn't listen and they didn't address my issues and they didn't address my concerns. And I don't feel like I had that with my Vegas clinic. I always got feedback. I always got something back that told me what was going on and answered my questions appropriately and were patient with me and understood everything. So yeah, I'm getting all that stuff together. So that's the update. Super big side note, shout out to Jaleesa, who is carrying a Surrogate. Girl, it was nice to meet you. I had my first little OMG, I know you from YouTube moment this week, so that was exciting and a little embarrassing for me. So, Jaleesa, I hope you're feeling better, sweetheart. All right, guys, I will see you with the next update and go from there.